We're just running back through what a function is, right? What is a function? A function is a special kind of relation where every input x has only one output y, right? So your input would be your x values. So anything you see for a function, your input would be your x values. Your output would be your y values, right? So a function, a rule that connects the input to exactly one output. So if I have one number for x, like say 3, it's connected to one number for y, right? It's like a coordinate. You remember what coordinates are? X comma y. Domain, all possible x values. Range, all possible y values, right? So I gave you all a function last week here. The function was f of x. Now, point to note, a function could be f, it could be h, it could be g. F is just being used here, but it could be any of those letters, right? So this means you have f of x, we call it f of x. The x is in the bracket, f of x. You wasn't here face-to-face last week? Oh, you didn't see this? You got a chance to go to the video? Right, nice. So f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, right? This means that the function is called f, right? I just said that. Your input a number x, right? Whatever that number is, the question will give us, right? The rule is you're going to multiply 2 by x. So you all see that here? 2 multiplied by x, and then you're going to add 3, right? It's like an expression defines the rule. Cool? Right? I know some all in with me, but we will see. Look at this question here. This is the question. They gave you an example. They said f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. Find f of 4. Now, who can remember what 4 is? 4 is my x value, which is my input. And we're trying to find y, which is my output, right? So watch it here. 2 multiplied by x plus 3. I told you all that's the rule, right? X is 4. So it'll be 2 multiplied by 4 plus 3. 2 4s are? You all see the 8 here? Follow my arrow. You all see the 8? Right? 8 plus 3 is? 11 is your output, which is like y. Okay? Input, output. A function, you're wondering, oh, you must be feeling the difference here. That's why you don't stay home, brother. Better you walk and cover. A function can be, right, I just said this. A function can be any letter. Now, we have all the easy function questions here, but we already did that last week. I can't go back through all of those things here, right? Those who did not get a chance to look at the video, please look at it this evening. It have all these things here, all these workings in detail, right? So what we looked at last week was the inverse of a function. So I'm going to go through this one, right? Now they said to find the inverse of a given function, we follow these steps. Now this is what, if you did not write this down, I want you to write this down, right? You wouldn't have it in your book, right? But let's follow, then I'll give you all a chance to write. Okay, so watch it. To find the inverse of a function, which is like f with a little -1 of x. You all seen that? That's the inverse of a function. Online, raise your hand if you've seen that. Amani, you get through my homework, brother? All right, good. So to find the inverse of a given function, we follow these steps. F of x is equal to 6x plus 8. So I'm going to talk some terminology here, right? So x would be my input, and we need to find y, which would be my output in a normal functions question, right? This is the inverse function. So let's follow these steps, right? F of x is equal to 6x plus 8. This is the function that you were given, right? What is step 1? Let's read it out together. Online too. Read it out. Step 1. No, this is Robin. Robin, try to keep your eyes here, right? Keep your eyes here. Step 1. Replace f of x with and x with. So watch it. I put in red what I replace, right? So replace f of x with and x with. Right. That's step 1. We're trying to find this, We're trying to find the inverse of the function. This is mainly what we will be doing today. We'll be doing a lot of inverse functions today again, right? Step 1. Everybody clear with step 1? Raise your hand if you're clear with step 1. We're trying to find the inverse of a function. You good there, brother? Right? You good too? Right. Right. Everybody online raising their hand. Aiden, Right. Step 1. Step 2. So we have this here now. Step 2, make y the subject. This means, this must be means. That's I'm a stylist, buddy. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Right, we have some power here. Right. This is supposed to be a S. This means y is equal to something, right? Or something is equal to y, whatever it is, right? So basically, you want to put y alone on one side. So this was the original thing I had here. So I took the 8, I carried, because you can't move the 6 first. You have to move the 8 first, right? So I carry 8 to the left. You'll see the arrow there. When it comes to the left, I do the opposite of add, which is to, you'll see it there? Subtract. So you move the 8 first. Now we have to move the 6. What is understood between 6 and y here? Multiplication, right? When I move 6 to the left, the opposite of multiply is to, but it will be 8 minus x all over 6, right? All over 6. Rahim, what going on to your camera, boy? Rahim.
See, again, I had a little trouble. I had to sort it out by this evening because I don't know what's going on with it.
Anyway, you're coming face to face Friday, right?
Of course.
Of course. Now we talk about BTW, everybody. No more Sunday classes until September. And not seen all on our Sunday until September, right? We on Fridays now. After this class, after today. So we go in. So that's step 2. Step 3, replace y, which is this y, with the inverse we are trying to find, which is f negative 1x in this question, right? So I need you all to write down negative 1 of x. F negative 1 of x represents my inverse, right? So they want us to find the inverse of this function here, right? You in charge of this here today for me, right? Anytime you see I'm teaching and I forget to press play here, remind me. Because remember, we teaching, eh? So see, I just forget and I have to see over what I said, right? So everybody seen f of x. So watch it. I'm going to write what f of x is first, right? All right, let me go to blue. So f of x is equal to what? What f of x is? What is up there? 5x minus all over 3, right? So I want you all to watch your steps and tell me what's the first thing I'm doing. I want to find this, I want to find the inverse. Online, you all can belt out answers anytime all I want to tell on the speaker, right? So tell me what's the first thing I'm doing here. What's step 1? Look at it, Daryl. What to do? Replace f of x with, right? So I did that.
Y.
Then replace. Make sure you've seen it, Daryl. You've seen it in your book? Right. 5y minus 4 over 3. Anybody who doesn't understand what I did here, please ask a question. This is step 1. So anytime you find that inverse, this will always be step 1. Right? Daryl, you catch me there? This is always step 1. Look at your book and tell me what's step 2. What I need to do now?
Make y the subject.
Make y the subject, right? Well, let's see how much things on this side with y. We have a 5, we have a 4, and we have a 3. Who could take an educated guess and tell me which one of these 3 numbers we move in first?
4.
All right, so we move the 4 in the last, we move the 8 in the last question, right? But look at something underneath here now. So let me give all of the order. In order to access what is on top here, you had to move this 3 first, right? Now that 3 is being what? If it's underneath or in the denominator position, it's being, no, that's how it's being divided. This is 5y minus 4 divided by 3. So if I carry 3 on this side, I do the opposite of divide, which is 2. So 3 multiplied by x can just be written as 3x. You all know that? 3 multiplied by x is the same as 3x. Okay? And this will be equal to what remains on this side when I move the 3. 5y minus 4. Now I could do what you all said just now. What's the next thing I'm moving? We're moving the 4, right? So if I minus 4 on the right, what do I do with it when I carry it to the left? proper thing, right? Opposite of minus is to add. Above here, the opposite of divide is to multiply, right? So we go in. So what happened here? Call it out somebody. You put back the 3x proper is equal to, put back the 5y, the 5y.
5y.
Right? Now, what is understood between this 5 and this y here, Priya? What is understood here, Priya? Excellent.
Multiply.
We smoking here. Multiply. What is the opposite of multiply, my children?
Divide.
So when I carry that 5 to the left, I'm dividing, but you're not just dividing it by the 4, you're not just dividing by the 3, you're divided by everything, right? So watch out. I could come right here now. And I draw a line there. Right, so we come in right here. So it will be, call it out. All over is equal
5
to y.
equals to y.
This is what it means to make y the subject of the formula. You want y alone on one side. So in the little note I give you all above, you'll see I have something is equal to y. Or y is equal to something, right? That is what it means to make y the subject. You hear me, Tila? That is what it means to make y the subject. So y is the subject there now. You see how it's on one side of the equal side by itself? It doesn't matter if it's on the left. It doesn't matter if it's on the right. It does have to be on one side by itself. What's the last step here, my children? F negative 1x, which is the inverse, right? So I'm going to put back the 3x plus 4 over 5 is equal to f negative 1 of x. I successfully found the inverse of my function. Right, so this is the function up here, right? I didn't remind me, Zaria. This is the function up here. F of x is equal to 3x plus 2, right? So that's the first thing I wrote. F of x is equal to 3x plus 2. I did step 1. This is step 1 here. You know, this is how simple this thing is, you know. Step 1, right? What's step 2, Daryl? What's the first thing I'm moving here, Taylor? The 3 or the 2?
Yeah.
So why do you just say, Bria? X take away 2 is equal to 3y. Everybody good there? What's the last thing I do there, Zara? Everybody good here? See how simple this thing is, right? Taylor still see you struggling, right? You good?
Yes.
Right. What's the last step here, Daryl? You must be feeling better than you're feeling in that class last week, eh? Yeah, you're understanding this better? Everybody good here? Raise your hand if you get this online. Hey, Mom, did you get this?
No, sir.
You understand what's going on here, Haley?
Yeah.
What you get wrong or you just didn't finish?
Oh my god, the last part were wrong, sir.
All right. So everybody good here, right? Okay. It's like was I finished. Right, there we go. We started with what number this was, boy? This was part C. No, well, this one here is part C, right? So let me send down this. That was part C. Let he go down. All right, so we're gonna do part A now. So we have our functions above here. F of x is equal to what? G of x is equal to?
Equal.
X squared plus 1, right? So there we go. I want to find f negative 1 of x first, right? So I'm going to write down what f of x is. That will be 2x minus 7. What's the first thing I had to do here, Raheem? More.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
the first thing I'm doing here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come, bro. We had a soldier boy. In pair. What's the first thing I'm doing here?
So you would switch the fx to x and the x to y.
Everybody do this? Right? Everybody good here? Step 1. Step 1 can't change it. Same step 1 all the time, all here. If we don't know how to do this here, right, it ain't making sense right now, right? Let me go. Step 2. What's step 2 here, Rashana? Online, or let move fast, eh? Right, let me go. Rashana.
Bring the negative 7 to the x side.
Right, so what will be? What's the next line?
So the next line will be x plus 7 is equal to 2y.
Everybody good here? What's the next step here, Amelia? Come on, line. We gotta move fast.
The next step is to move the 2 to the other side. You make it x plus 7 divided by 2
I have police behind me.
equals to y.
What's the last step here, Nathan? Amani, what's the next step? Oh, Nathan, come. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah. You will get x plus 7 over 2 equals f negative 1 open bracket x close bracket.
Excellent. Online, all make me proud. Face to face, all you get that? Talk to me, Taylor. You get that? Proper thing. Get yourself a pat on the back. Right? We good at Daryl, you get that? Nice. Online, raise your hand if you get that. Proper. I love it. But Mikey, boy. Mikey. One of the reasons why I do call on some online people is
Yes, sir.
when I call on them, I respond. We're on timing here. Right, let me go. We're going to need a g of x. So, Mikey, you started this, right? I have g of x is equal to what? What g of x is, guys?
F negative 1 5.
X squared what? X squared what? Plus 1. Right? This is g of x. Hold on to what you know. You were taught, you were trained. You know the first thing you have to do is what, Mikey? Belt it out. What's the first thing I do in here?
Searching the x.
So what the next line would read?
G of x y squared plus 1.
X is equal to y squared plus 1. Do what you know.
No.
Everybody did this? Don't let that square tie up, guys. You just know you're moving the x and you replace it with y. You know you're moving the g of x. And I said from the beginning, g of x, f of x, h of x, same thing. Function is function, right? They will use different letters, right? Everybody good here? Now I want to make y the subject. What's the first thing I have to move here? S. Robinson. I'll call her S. Robinson and M. Robinson. Right, S. Robinson. What's the first thing I'm moving here? S. Robinson.
Me?
Yeah, not me, you.
So I don't know. You move the one across.
Huh?
You move the one across.
Right, when you move the one here, what are we doing?
Take it away. X take away 1 equals y squared.
So how you mean you don't know?
I thought you were talking about the y part.
Right, but look, we on the y part now. We had to make y the subject, right? We had to get rid of that squared. What's the opposite of squared, my friend? Anybody knows? Square root. So it's like you have to do the opposite of squared on this side, which is square root. So square root of everything. Now, you probably note on that because I see Daryl watch me like, what the hell is this man talking about, boy? Okay? So note, everybody write it, opposite of square is square root. Right? So what I should have done, let me do it still. I'm going to move this. Let's put a little in brackets here, and that's going to put a little 2. So that's like what squared is, and then in brackets here, I put a square root. This is what square root
Excuse me, sir. How
Go
you
ahead.
writing it if you're changing it into a square root, like square root y?
No, square root of what is on the left. It's like you're
Oh,
moving the square to the left, right? So you have to do
like
the opposite
square
of
root
square.
of x
Which is
take
square
away
root.
1.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
So it would be
just making sure, sir.
Oh, I don't understand what you're saying. No, it's the Sunday class which is moving to. Wait, I should pause all this. Right, this is how your answer would look, right? Opposite of squared is square root. So it'll be square root of everything which is on the left. Cool? Everybody good there? Online, all good there? Right? So this here would be, what's the last step? Change y to the inverse. In this case, the inverse is g negative 1 of x. Everybody good there? Write this down, eh? Right, so for this question here, we have two functions, g of x, which is equal to 4x plus 3, and f of x, which is equal to 2x plus 7 over x plus 1, right? State the value of x for which f of x is undefined, right? I'm going to put a note on what it means for a function to be undefined, right? So note, write this note. For a function to be undefined, this means the denominator is equal to 0, right? Meaning that whatever the denominator is, you equate it to 0, and if they want you to find the value of x, you find x. So I'm going to write all that. So let denominator equal to 0 and solve for x, right? Meaning find the value of x, right? So that means like find the value of x, right? Right, so write this down. Okay, so I said the denominator is equal to 0, right? For f of x here, everybody seen f of x here? My numerator is what is on top, right? So this is my numerator. Everybody agrees? My denominator is what is underneath, okay? So I said to show, well, for a function to be undefined, it means that the denominator is equal to 0. They asked us to find the value of x or state the value of x for which f of x is undefined. So I'm going to take the denominator now, which is x plus 1, and equate it to 0 or put it equal to 0 so that I can find x. So what would x be here now? What do I move if I want to find x? What's the first thing I'm moving here? The 1. When I carry 1 here, what are you doing with it? Huh? You're minus it.
Take away.
X will be equal to 0, take away 1. Which means x is equal to negative 1, right? The x is on the left side, right? All before, when we are doing y is above, right? Because I see Taylor looking a little confused. When we were doing y is above, any y was on the right side. In this case, the x on the left side. So let me leave it there. We want to find x, leave the x on the left side, okay? Move the 1 to the right. You do the opposite of plus, which is the 0 subtract 1 will just give you negative 1. Right? Everybody good there? So this is the value of x for which f of x is undefined. Okay? So write this down. So we're going to jump back into this composite function, which was done last week that I sure almost nobody here remember what to do. Let me see who can remember it. Composite function. Who remembers composite function? Sorry, I wasn't here last week. You was here last week. What we had to do? Right? So we want to find g f of x first, right? So I'm going to put that here. Find g f of x first, right? Okay? G f of x means you want to put f of x into g of x, right? So I'm going to write that here. Note.
Excuse me, sir. Can you scroll on a bit?
Scroll down. To see
Yeah.
where? Up here?
No, to see G of 5.
All right, you want to see the two functions? All right, that's how I write it.
Yeah.
Let's note. Write it again if you don't have it. For the composite function, right? Which is like two functions in one, right? Two functions together.
Sir, you writing a note?
Yes?
I'm not seeing the note, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else not seen the note?
You seeing this for me? And sir writing a note, I'm not seeing it.
Anybody else not seen the note? You'll have to leave and come back, Amelia. Leave and come back. Leave and come back, Amelia. Right? Two functions together. For the composite function, which is like two functions together, we substitute the second function into the first. Right? So remember, for the composite function, second function into the first, right? Right? Replacing the second function into the first. So I'm going to write only two functions here. So I'm going to put it in the order they have it here, right? So you have g of x is equal to, scrolling up, 4x plus 3, right? So write this down, 4x plus 3. And then f of x, I'm going to write it here. Ashantila is PC, no? Yeah, I wouldn't know. Bad night is there, boy. F of x is 2x plus 7 over x plus 1. You writing, Daryl? Daryl, you had a lucky, no? Come on, Daryl. Right. Right? 2x plus 7 over x plus 1. These are my two functions, right? Okay? You have the note address, right? Gotta try and lock in there, okay? See like it's drifting a little bit. Gotta lock in. Okay? Right. So, watch me here. This is the mission, GF of 5 is the mission. But before we find GF of 5, we need to find GF of x first, right? So, Daryl, going on what I tell you here for this note, I'm saying that you have to substitute the second function into the first. So, if you want to find GF of x, what is f of x, Daryl? What is f of x? F of x is equal to what? F of x. You seen f of x there? 2x,
Plus 7.
all over
X plus 1.
You catch it, Daryl? Daryl, come here. Come here. Where I can see you. Okay, your eyes are different. You're looking. Come here so I can see what you're writing to. Right. Second function into the first. The order here matters, right? This is your first function here. This is number 1. This is number 2. Okay? So your second function is f of x. That is what we put it into g of x. So watch it here, Daryl. Your second function, f of x, going in place of x in g of x. So watch it. You see this whole thing here in the bracket? This taking the place of x here. You all see that? This whole thing in the bracket taking the place of x here. You see how the arrow pointed? So you have to lock in here, people. You have to lock in. So this will be, this g of this whole thing will be equal to 4 by, instead of putting x, what did I just say we are putting? Right? You see there, Daryl? Okay? And then what I put in after that? What's still missing here? You all see that? Copy it down. Right? Okay, I put f of x in place of x in g of x. Right? Now look what's going to happen here now. This 4 is actually going to multiply by just what is on top here. So this will be equal to 4 by 2x plus 7 all over x plus 1 plus 3. The 4 that is outside the brackets will just be multiplied by what is on top. Okay? Remember how to multiply into brackets still, we're multiplying the 4 by the 2x, excellent. Alone? Yeah. And multiply the number that is in front of the bracket must be multiplied by everything within the bracket. Okay? So let's go. Where again when you multiply here? 4 by 2x is what? All right, excellent. So I'll put it in, right? What the hell? Actually did there anyway. So you can start to do too now. Right. 4 by 2x, Daryl said is 8x. And then 4 by 7 is what? 7 4s are 28. All over what? Plus 3. So this here is actually what g f of x is. Right? We won't simplify this any further because it can't. Right? This is it here. So write this down. And then when you write this down now, I want you all to use your brain and find gf of 5. It's 5, right? gf of 5, right? So copy this down and then find gf of 5, please. On pause. Right, let's go. I give all enough time. Right? So let you go. What we put here? 8 by what? Boom. Plus. Daryl, this is what you have? Where did? All right. Over what? What coming here next? 5 plus 1. And then you still have to put the plus 3. Here what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a square bracket around this because we need to work out this separately. Right? 8 5s are what? 40 plus 28. Let me work out that one time. 40 plus 28 is what? 68, right? 68 divided by 5 plus 1 is 6. And then it's still a plus 3. Right? This way you have to make your calculator talk fair, right? Where are the calculators? Follow them calculators. Do 68 over 6 plus 3 and then tell me what to get in here. Supposed to get a fraction. 14 and 1/3. That we talk about. Somebody second 14 and 1/3. Make sure they get it. I don't care if she say it. Work it out. 14 and 1/3. So we go straight to the calculator. We work it out. They get in 14 and 1/3.
So I could get in a decimal.
Leave it as a. If a boy put as 14.33.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it right. So this here what we found is G F of 5, right?
So I got a different answer.
What you get different? What you do different?
I put 68 divided by 6, eh?
And then add 3?
No.
All right, well, add the 3. I can't forget the 3.
Oh.
I have to add the 3.
I know, get this.
All right, good. Right, let me roll. Got all these. Oh, look at that. 14. Oh. GF of 5. But look, I will call GF of 5 down here already. Look at down here already. I work it out already, but that's okay. I'm glad I work it again, right? What I did not work was the inverse of F. Right? That's what I did not work. Okay? So that's okay that we work over this composite function here. I did not work the inverse of F. So F of X, you're going to work this to me. F of X is equal to what F of X is? 2x plus 7 over x plus 1. Or did I work it? I feel like I worked this last week. No, I didn't. Right, so 2x plus 7 over x plus 1. Now, this question here, you actually have to use factorization to solve it, right? So this is where like things we should have done in algebra will come back, right? So we're going to stick to what we know. I want to do it because I don't want to waste time on like you're struggling to do this one especially. So let me do what we know. What's step 1 if we want to find the inverse? What's step 1 here? Replace f of x with? And then replace x with? So wherever you see x here, you are putting y. All over y plus 1. Now realize to have 2 y's. Right? Step 1. You see this underneath here? You need to move this first before you can do anything else. When I move y plus 1 to the right, what do we do with it? Multiply. So we x multiplied by y plus 1 is equal to what remains on the right?
2y plus 7.
I put 2x. It's supposed to be 2y. Right. Everybody good there? Okay. Now, the next step is you need to get rid of these brackets. So I'm multiplying this x by what? By y alone? Everything. Y and 1. So I'm coming right on the side here, right? So this will be xy plus x by 1 is just x. Everybody agrees? Is equal to 2y plus 7. Now the whole mission here is to make y the subject of the formula. But you also need to have 2 y's. We're going to have a y on the left and a y on the... You have to get all the y's on one side. Let me start with that. So I'm going to carry this 2y here. Right? And I'm going to carry this x here. Because we want everything with y on one side. So let me go. This will be xy. Now this is plus 2y here. Plus 2y becomes 7 didn't go anywhere, so I'm going to put back the 7. Now you could put the plus in front here, but you don't need to put it, right? Plus x becomes plus x. When it moves to the right, it will become the opposite of plus, which is the minus, right? I'm moving this plus here because you don't need to put it in front here, right? Everybody good there so far? Now you have to factorize. Right, Priya? You're factorizing here. Factorize means you're pulling out the y. So what's what is going to be now? When I factorize out the y, we'll have y open brackets. So you see like y into xy is like the y's cancel and remain with. If I say y into xy, the y's cancel remain with y into 2y, the y's cancel remain with minus 2. Everybody good there? Is equal to what remained on the right-hand side there. Everybody good there so far? Right? Now, I'm moving this whole full thing here. This bracket actually means y multiplied by x minus 2. So if I move this entire bracket here, I need to do the opposite of multiply, which is to, let's go. So y is equal to 7 minus x all over x minus 2. And my last step is to replace y with f negative 1 of x is equal to 7 minus x all over x minus 2. Right? This was a hard one. But copying. Right, so we are pausing it. Right, so for this question here, we want to find f negative 1 of 3, which is the inverse function. You need to find f negative 1 of x first, and then what you're putting into f negative 1 of x, you're putting 3 into that proper thing, right? So I'm going to start by writing what f of x is first, right? So let me write that down here. So this was like part 1 of the question. This was like part 1. Wait, what's going on there? Right, this was like part 1. And then we go down and find part 2 down here, which is f negative 1 of 3. So part 2, you need to find f negative 1 of 3. Okay? So I'm going to write down what f of x is first. Or let me write here, find f negative 1 of x first. Exclamation mark, right? What f of x is here, Daryl? What's it there? What f of x is? Over, let me write that down. 2x plus 1 over 3. Remember that detail. 2x plus 1 over 3. 2x plus 1 over 3. F of x is equal to 2x plus 1 all over 3, right? Let's find the inverse first, right? I've given you all 2 minutes. On pause. Right, so we're doing what we know, we're doing what we were trained to do, right? First step, replace f of x with? Replace x with? You were trained to do that, right? Now, this is where you should have turned back, look at the question like what we did earlier, and see what I did with this 3 underneath here. When I carry this 3 here, what am I supposed to do to it? Multiply by the x. So 3 multiplied by x is the same as? All I have this, Taylor and Daryl. All I had this part here. All I look like a pre, I got this, right? Daryl, what you have? Oh, no. You're supposed to carry the 3 first. It had a question we did like this just now. You must carry the denominator first. So this will be equal to, fix it one time. 2y plus 1. Now you can carry the 1. Now that you have moved the 3, you can carry the 1, right? Janae, what you had? You carry the 3 first or the 1?
I carry the 3 first.
Excellent, right? S. Robin, what you had?
I carry the 3 first, and then I have
Very good.
2 1.
Right. Then you carry the 1. When you carry 1 here, what are we doing with it? Are we dividing? Minus. So this will be, Daryl, this what you have? I'll check that book in, Daryl. What we do next, Daryl? No, we still have a 2 here. We gotta move this 2. Divided, right?
Divided. 3x negative 1 over 2 equals to y.
Excellent. What's the last thing we do now? Right, so 3x minus 1 all over 2 is equal to, is f, right? F negative 1 of x, right? And we found our inverse. Those who need to make corrections, I give only 1 minute. Make your corrections, right? I'm going to explain what you all have to do, and then you're all going to try it, right? Okay? Look at the question. They give you f of x. F of x is equal to what? Plus 3.
No, minus.
Minus 3. right? Then they wanted to find this madness. And this is our CSEC question, eh? Watch it. This is our composite function, right? You have function number 1, right? Function number 1 is the inverse of f. Function number 2 is just f of x. 1 and 2. What did I say about the composite function above? You have to put the second function into the first. The second function is actually f of 2, right? But you want to put f of 2 into the inverse of f of x. So you have a real thing to find for this question. Yeah. Into it. Right? So watch. I want to guide all of here, right? Watch it here, fellas and ladies. Watch it here. We're going to find f of 2, right? You need to find that. And then you need to find f of negative 1x. Right? 2 things you have to start by finding. Because that's the 2 things that are required for this function they are asking for. Right? So let's find these 2 things for me. Okay? I'll give you all you 2 minutes. Right, Lucky. You wanna find f of 2, right? F of 2 is the easy part. What you are doing here, Mr. Taylor, I put f of 2, watch it, Taylor, you see? F of 2 is equal to 2 by 2 minus 1, not 1, 3. Not 1, 3. You see how simple, Taylor? Taylor, you see it there? 2 2s are 4 minus 3 is. That is all f of 2 is, right? Always come down with all the equal sign, please. Right, this is f of 2.
You start with the x and then equal to x open brackets 2.
Yeah, see that? So you need to put, instead of putting x equals that, you need to put f of 2 is equal to that. There's f of 2 we're trying to find. Right? Everybody more or less have this. So this is what we do last week. We did a whole set of questions like this easy one here last week. Right? Now we go to the inverse. So I'm going to write down what f of x is. F of x is 2x minus 3. Replace f of x with? Replace x with? Come now. I find it you could do this, man. I see a line it up, but you didn't do it. Right? Tila, we had to work a little harder. When I send these videos, you know what's the best thing for you to do, bro? Go and do for all these questions. Right? Yes. Hey, man, you had to put in the work now, no? You had to put it in. So that's one. And a little tangle say. Right, there we go. So we go there. Next step, make y the subject. So I fling in 3 here. What I do with 3 and I carry there is equal to. Well, then realize it's the same thing we do over and over here, boy. It's the same thing we do over and over now. Maths is practice, yes, but when we keep doing the same thing over and over, we can't do a question like this, then go on to another question just like this, and then we don't know what to do. Right? That means something ain't working. Right? Either I'm not teaching properly, I don't know. Right? So x plus 3, this 2 comes to the left, and what we do with it? Dividing it. It's the same thing we do over and over and all here. Ooh. So we're replacing y with now? F negative 1 of x. Good? Everybody good here? Everybody need to write. Taylor, you need to write. You didn't have this. Thanks. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about this. Right. So here we need to find the inverse of f of x, and we need to find the value of x for which fg of x is equal to negative 1. Actually, I think we did that already. Check out the video, you'll see how to do this, right? The video from last week have this working on it. Okay? Check it out. Right. So all we're doing here is we finding the inverse. So let me make some space in between here. Now, point to note, CSEC often bring their functions like this. You see how this is written here? This means f such that x maps onto 5x plus 2. What does this mean? It simply means that f of x is equal to 5x plus 2. That's all it means, Taylor. It's just a fancy way of writing it. You see that? Yeah, that's what it's all about in CXC, misdirection. Yeah, me, Daryl? So what does mean, Daryl? Because I see you watching something on me there. I don't know what it was, but tell me what I just say. What this last circle here means? Is the same as right or not? Minus 2. Yeah. Daryl. Well, I had a fight, Daryl. But we fighting with these books, Daryl, and these pens, Daryl. They hear me? Right. So, all I need to do, we need to find this, right? So, come on, put on my steps. This is what we need to find here. Let me highlight it. Right? Again, only 1 minute to do this. All don't need more than 1 minute to do this. Let's go. Right, pause the video. There you go. All right, let's go because everybody's sitting here watching me like, I said it's taking long, boy. All right, there you go. Replace f of x with same thing we do over and over. Replace x with make y the subject. What moving to?
2.
2 comes here. What it becomes?
X plus 2 equals to 5y.
We're moving 5 now. What are we doing with 5?
Divide it. You make it 5 plus 2 divided by 5 equals to y.
It's the same thing we do over and over here now. But I'm frightened to leave all that about do too. Right? There you go. So what does it be? X plus 2 over 5 is equal to this way again, Errol. Let's go. Come on, let me try. Was it time by? Wait. That's done enough. Even realize that enough. Now, guys, I would not be coming back to this next week, eh? Right, we finished this. Did we finish all these? We just do real work in this class, you know? All this we finish. We just had this one to do here. What we'll do? I will do a video with the rest of questions, but you're going to finish this homework for me. Here we do. Let me just I see here is just number 14, part C to finish, right? So we're going to do this now, and you will complete homework. Right? As a matter of fact, we had to do it, right? So I will start class with this next week. Complete for homework. Right? Let me just do this one. So let's see what g of x is, right? G of x is 4x minus 1, right? So let me just do this one. G of x, after this we're done for the day. G of x is equal to 4x minus 5, right? What's the first thing we have to find here, Priya? Anybody, what's the first thing we have to find? G what? The inverse, yeah, right? So we need to find g negative 1 of x first, right? Find that first, and then what we need to put into that equation? Negative 2. So let's work. Come on, we have 8 minutes. Quick. Yeah, thanks. Right, last question for the day. So we're going to find g negative 1 of x, right? So others following from above there. So replacing g of x with, and replacing x with
y.
Right. So we're moving first.
5.
I'm moving the 4 one time and all. Double whammy. X plus 5 over
4 equals to y.
Right. I could even just put in the inverse here one time. Huh? One time and one shot. You get full marks of that, no? Right. This will be g negative 1 of x. Cool? Now the question wants to find g negative 1 of -2. Right? So why are you replacing this x with here, brother Taylor? Why are you replacing this x with -2, not 2? -2. So this will become -2 plus what, Zaria? 5 all over. Let's go. -2 plus 5 is 3. 3 over 4 will just be 3/4. 3/4. Proper thing. Right? Party done. So here what you're going to do, I don't think I need to send, I'll have all this to do underneath here. Right?